my mic on and then we'll do it again. I call this meeting to order, July 17th, 2023. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. The clerk, please call the roll.
Potato,
Here.
Brown, Cole,
Here.
Hochstetter,
Here.
Newman,
Here.
Reed,
He called in. Mr. Reed called in.
Stewart,
Here.
All right. So Mr. Reed called in earlier. Do I have a motion to excuse him?
Yeah, I make a motion, we excuse Patrick Reed this evening.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councilmember Potato. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Councilmember Reed is excused. Okay, will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Item number 1, White River Restoration Construction Management Contract Award. Item number 2, approval of the checks and electronic payments in the amount of $3,266,597.11. Item number 3, approval of the minutes from the June 20th, 2023 regular council meeting and June 26th and July 10th, 2023 study session. Item 4, Public Works Trust Fund Application Authorization. Item 5, 160th Avenue East Storm and Sewer Line Replacements Construction Contract Award.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Hochstetter, would you please make a motion?
Yes, I move we adopt the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Stewart. Would anybody like to move an item on the council agenda? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimous. Okay, we have no public hearing tonight. We move on to public comment. We have one signed up. I will call Janice and Sam Susnavich, and Michelle, would you read the rules?
This is the time for you to address the mayor and the council as a whole regarding items that are not on the agenda. When the mayor calls your name, please approach the podium. And before you begin remarks, please state your name and address or city in which you reside. You do have 3 minutes to speak. And as a reminder, this public comment is a time for council to hear from you and not a time to engage in back and forth. If you raise specific questions, the mayor may direct you to an appropriate staff member for further discussion. And before you begin, please make sure that you.
Okay, hello. My name is Janice Susnavich. This is Sam Susnavich. We reside at 2816 202nd Avenue East, Lake Taps, Washington, 98391. We are the owners of office buildings here in Sumner, 614 and 612 Harrison. And they are situated between Sunset Chevrolet and Highway 410. Fireworks on the 4th of July have always been a problem in this area. The residents who live behind these properties have used the intersection of Hunt and Harrison as a launch pad for their fireworks. It's convenient for them because the smoke and debris blow away from them and they blow toward our buildings and Sunset Chevrolet's used car lot. This year, it escalated to the point where the safety of our buildings was threatened. And as a side note, Sunset Chevrolet does move all of their cars off of that lot on July 4th. Sam has talked to the management there. They're very upset about it as well, but I can't speak here on our behalf. But he did talk to them about it. So I'm going to read an email that we received from one of our tenants the morning of July 5th. Sam, good job on taping off the parking lot. But even so, I am surprised that we have a standing building today. With all of the fireworks garbage in the street and the parking lot. Hope you're doing well and thinking about you. He's concerned about Sam. The reason that Mike is wishing Sam well is that Sam can't clean up the piles of debris that we've been cleaning up for years. He'd go there on July 5th and spend much of the day cleaning it up. As the email states, we hired a person to cone off our parking lot, hired that same person to clean the parking lot, then hired another person, our landscaper, Rob Sherrod, you guys probably know him, to clean off the parking lot again. We asked Rob if he'd climb onto the roof to clear the debris, and he said no, he didn't feel safe in doing so. So all the debris is still on the roof. So the real issue here is just the absurdity of all this. Property owners who are trying to make a living from our investment shouldn't have to fear that our property is being blown up or burned down. We just ask that the laws regarding the illegal lighting of these fireworks on city-owned streets be enforced to prevent further damage to property and, more important, to lives and livelihoods. That's all I
Thank
have to
you.
say.
Thank you for taking the time to come in.
It's really a problem. Right at Harrison and all the neighbors come out and bring this stuff out there on that intersection, you probably know, Bart.
Yeah.
And say they want stuff going on their property,
Right.
so it goes right on. It's really a problem. There was a house there that was known as it was a drug dealer. And he moved away last year. So I thought I'd ask if they would tone it down, and they kind of did, but now this year people. So, please, I guess what I'd like to know is what are the laws can they be enforced to stop them from blowing off? They want to do it in front of their house, fine,
Right.
but don't bring everybody, 15 people, and they have a big setup. In fact, the street sweeper comes by and cleans it off from the city the next morning.
Right.
It all goes on our property and Sunset Chevrolet. We
You,
would like to see,
you might want to connect with police chief back there and,
look like they have a city do something about this.
right.
Sir, I'm sorry, your time is up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Check with Sam. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Do we have any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, we move on to ordinance number 2862. Sumner Municipal Code Update 12.20 sidewalk construction, and we have Public Works. Yes, would somebody make a motion to?
I will. Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt ordinance number 2862, revising section of chapter 12.20 sidewalk construction substantially in the form approved by our esteemed city attorney.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Led by Councilmember Deputy Mayor Hochstetter. And I will call on Courtney.
Good evening, council and Mayor Hayden. I'm Courtney Latrell, engineering specialist here at the city. I'm here to talk about the sidewalk code update, which I brought to you all a few weeks ago. So updating the sidewalk code is been something we've looked at for a while now. And this is just adding a few more items that we look at when we're making these sidewalk ratings. So currently there's only 2 things that we look at when we do these sidewalk ratings. So now we're going to be adding on a few other things that we're scoring those sidewalks on. So these scores are used to prioritize the repairs of damaged sidewalks throughout the city, which we use those scores at our street tree program and the Helping Homeowners program that we have. And these added scoring criteria have been used for some time now, but now we are just formally adding them to the code. Is there any questions?
No questions here. Kurt, do you have anybody have a question here? Any questions from the public?
Lots, only because I don't know what you're talking about, all because I'm just now starting to pay attention. But. Time for that. Okay, I'm sure I can find it on.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Stewart.
Thank you. Courtney, can you explain what a homeowner would do if sidewalks in their area need attention?
Yeah, so currently we have a webpage dedicated to sidewalks where we have information about what the city is responsible for and what homeowners are responsible for. And in there's information about how to get a permit to fix your sidewalk. And then there's also an email and a phone number to contact me to report any sidewalk damages. And then we'll have that inspected and go from there.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Potato,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Hochstetter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
All right, passes unanimous. Okay, on to reports. Cindy,
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Councilmember Stewart.
I didn't expect to be second. I have nothing tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Potato.
Okay, I have a few things. So I appreciate the Susnoviches coming to talk about the fireworks. I live about a block from their property and know that it was very loud and there was a lot of activity there. And one of my neighbors have even left town because the noise affects their dog so much. So that, and then Music Off Main has been well attended. And we get a lot of good comments about the improved area over at Heritage Park. And I just know people are going to really use that area. And on Friday, you should have received a ballot in the mail. And one of the important things on the ballot is about the Sumner Library. We ask that everybody submit their ballots because we need to have a certain number to validate the bond. So, but anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Nothing tonight.
Nothing tonight. Councilmember Newman,
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilmember Cole.
Nothing tonight, thanks.
All right. Upcoming events, we have Sonic Funk playing this Friday, the 21st at 6:30 at Heritage Park. We have Music Off Main and Chalk Art Festival Saturday, the 29th at Loyalty Park. Chalk Art starts at 3:30 and we will have Amelia Day and the Cloves singing at 6:30 at Music Off Main. And that one is at Loyalty Park. And also on Sunday, August 6th, we have the Classy Chassis Car Show starting in downtown Sumner. And we've been drawing a huge crowd and it's really nice to see so many people downtown at our concerts this year. So with no further business, I will adjourn this meeting.
Mayor, would you like the city administrator report from Mr. Stephens?
Well, I'm not so sure. Yeah, go ahead. City Administrator. Sorry, I forgot you, Jeff.
Thank you. You skipped over me because you were worried I was going to talk about everything you were going to talk
A
about.
little.
So I am here tonight to give what we're calling the acting city administrator report, Jason on vacation. Just some upcoming policy issues at our next council meeting. Judge Swain will be here to give a community court update. We'll also be discussing payroll and pay date code amendments. July 31st is the 5th Monday of the month, so everyone gets the evening off. There will be no council meeting that night. Our next regular council meeting will be August 7th. We'll be reviewing a resolution with the school district for the school resource officer, reviewing 2 ordinances regarding franchise agreements with Ziply Wireless and Ziply Fiber Pacific, an ordinance updating the drug code, an ordinance amending personnel policies related to payroll, an ordinance amending the 2023 compensation schedule, And lastly, an ordinance adopting the Pierce County Boundary Review Board Water and Sewer Service Extension Approval. And that's the end of my update.
Thank you. You did better than I thought. Okay, so with no more business, meeting is adjourned at 6:17. That was a good one.